Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, we have a lot of important information to share with you, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else you think might find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. We skipped an update last week and just had the press conference with Governor Healy. My personal thing is that if it's ever the week before an election and I'm on the ballot, just to avoid any appearance of any using this platform for anything that shouldn't be used for, I try to skip those updates. So the week before the upcoming November 7th election, there also will be no update that week, just to put that on your radar. But we'll get you as much information as we can the week before and the week after. So as you can imagine, since we didn't have an update last week, we have a little bit of a jam-packed update this week as well. So we've got a lot to go through, but we'll get through it in the end. I want to start off by thanking everyone who worked at the polls this past weekend and worked at the elections, with the people in our city clerk's office, our election workers who worked directly at the polls, everyone who got involved in one way or another, and congratulate all of the candidates who made it through to the next round in the general election on November 7th, and those candidates that didn't make it through for their efforts to get to this point so far. We want to remind people that Election Day for the upcoming municipal and the special state Senate election will take place on Tuesday, November 7th, and polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Ward 1 at the Elks, Ward 2 at the library, Ward 3 at Gardner City Hall's Perry Auditorium, Ward 4 at the Gardner Police Station, and Ward 5 at the Polish American Citizens Club. More information on all of those things can be found on the city's website, www.gardner-ma.gov. While we're speaking of elections, we want to remind people that on the municipal November 7th ballot will be a ballot question, question 1, that relates to the city charter. Now, there is a special edition Mayor's Update video that goes over what all of those changes are. There is a page on the city's website. If you go to the City Hall Transparency tab, you'll see that there's something that says 2023 City Charter Ballot Question Information. And soon to be arriving in your mailbox is the city's edition Red Book. Some of you may remember that whenever the state has a ballot question, the Secretary of State's office issues a book like this explaining all of the changes that are being proposed and what those ballot questions are. We are doing that here in Gardner too to make sure our voters are informed. Now, this does look like somewhat of a thick booklet. However, the first section is a one-page summary of all of the changes that are being proposed. So if you don't want to read through and see all of the red line details in as broken down as can be, and you just want the brief Cliff Notes summary of it, that's on the first page. But then if you keep going, there's more information after that, including the language of what the ballot question will be itself. So again, these should be arriving in your mailbox soon. I want to thank White Dog Printing for partnering with the city on these, and the city clerk's office for getting this ready for distribution so that our voters are informed. Again, the purpose of this document is not to persuade you to vote one way or the other, but just so you have all of the information out front in front of you so that you can know how to make an informed decision when you go to the polls on that election day on Tuesday, November 7th. You'll also be receiving, if you haven't already received it yet, a mailing from the city regarding our new electrical rates that will take place on the first reading after November 1st. This is our city's municipal aggregation plan. If you remember, last year we signed a one-year contract at around 23 cents per kilowatt hour. This new contract for the next couple years is going in at about 14 cents per kilowatt hour. So we are seeing a reduction there. So this is information on when to expect those rates to go into effect. If you're not on the city's municipal aggregation supplier, how to opt into that. And as a reminder, there is no fee for opting in or out at any time on the city side. However, your other distributor may have that fee when you leave them or register for them after the term is started. So make sure you are checking all of the fine print on all of those processes. If you have any questions on this, you can feel free to contact my office at any time, and Colin and Rachel will be happy to help you through the process. If you do call, make sure you have a copy of your current National Grid bill handy in front of you, because they will need your account number in order to sign you up if you don't sign up yourselves to the ways listed on that postcard that was mailed out. A couple of events coming up this coming week, and going over some events that happened this last week. We want to remind people that this weekend is the annual Holy Family Academy Bazaar over at 99 Nickel Street, the former Holy Rosary Bazaar. and the Sacred Heart School Fall Festival combined into one over on Nickel Street. Check out the Holy Family Academy Facebook page and website for more information on that. The poutines and rape are still for sale, and they're selling meat pies as well, with a new extra large sized meat pie available at the Holy Rosary Rectory at Annunciation Parish. So thank you very much to Father Victor Sierra, the new pastor of Annunciation Parish, for continuing this tradition. Father Thiago Ibiapina for the work that he's done over there with the schools, Colette Gogan, the principal, and everyone else who keeps this an annual tradition going on and on. New this year is on Saturday evening after the 4:30 p.m. Mass. There's actually a cheese and wine mixer for all Holy Rosary and Sacred Heart School and Holy Family Academy alumni in the school itself. To show off the building as it stands now. There have been some upgrades. I know there's new bulletproof glass doors that have been installed on that school building as well. So if you're interested in that, contact Lynn Sayrath, or again, visit the Holy Family Academy website or Facebook page for more information on those items that are taking place as part of the bazaar this year. The Mount Wachusett Community College Nursing Department had a new ribbon cutting for their nursing simulation lab. This was funded through a grant from the Commonwealth that purchased these new animatronic patients, if you will, that can have everything from blinking eyes to dilating pupils to speaking through microphones with the professor in the other room, pulses, temperatures, everything like that, so that these nursing students can get as close to a real life training as possible. So I want to thank the Commonwealth's Work Skills Grant Program for really partnering with Mount Wachusett Community College on that grant program so that students in the area can have that experience. But also to Mount Wachusett Community College for continuing to be a great community partner for us here in the Chair City and being a great resource for our residents in the area. The Gardner Domestic Violence Task Force and the Voices of Truth 2 weeks ago had their annual domestic violence vigil. If you weren't able to make it, but you would like to know some of the resources available for people going through those, you can contact Bernice Richard or you contact our office and we'll be able to connect you with our prevention coordinator, Veronica Patty, who can then put you in contact with any of the resources that were available, the AED Foundation, the District Attorney's Office, the Gardner Domestic Violence Task Force, the Voices of Truth, the YWCA, everyone who was involved in that evening's commemorations that night. So if you weren't able to make it, contact Veronica Patty in the Health Department and we'll be able to connect you with any of those resources. And I want to say thank you to the Gardner Domestic Violence Task Force for continuing to offer that service year-round and then this commemoration annually in Gardner. It was the first time we were able to formally and publicly introduce our new domestic violence advocate that is at the police department. I think it was a great event overall. This past week, as you saw in lieu of our mayor's update video, there was a couple of different, the bill signing ceremony in Boston, and then the press conference that was done at Gardner Elementary School regarding the tax cut bill that Governor Healy signed into law last week in Massachusetts. There's a lot in there that affects Gardner residents. If you have a septic system, you get additional tax credits. If you commute via bus, train, subway, or bicycle, you can now deduct any costs associated with those from your taxes as well. If you participate in our VIPS program, our senior tax work-off program, there's a larger number that now we're weighing on our end because it's local option. The city council will be putting forward a proposal to them to see what we will be increasing the amount you can earn by participating in that program. Again, if you volunteer your time working for a city department, you get a credit of up to $15 an hour off of your property tax bills. So we'll be doing those. The senior circuit breaker has been increased to $2,500. There's a lot that's in there. So please make sure you're looking at all of the information that's out there and to see how you qualify for those different tax cuts, tax credits, and everything that's there before you file your taxes this coming April, because they will go into effect for when you file in 2024. Surround Sound, also known as the Chair City Pipers, had their 50th anniversary concert last weekend at St. Edward's Church in Westminster. I want to congratulate the Chair City Pipers and Surround Sound for their continued time making music. They meet every Tuesday night at Haywood Commons as a women's a cappella group here in Gardner. And to see people of all ages, as young as me and as old as my grandmother there singing, it was really just fun to see the amount of work that goes in and the passion that they have for making music with each other. It's kind of like a woman's Women's Barbershop Chorus. So thank you to everyone who was involved in that, and congratulations on celebrating this milestone anniversary. And while we're talking about milestone anniversaries, congratulations to the Gardner High School class of 1963, who invited me to be one of their guest speakers at their 60th class reunion last week at the Acadian Social Club. 80 people were in attendance for this 60th class reunion. And it was just great to see everyone out and about and just, sharing memories of their time at Gardner High School back when Gardner High was at the Elm Street School facility. So thank you very much to Margaret Luchko and everyone who was involved in organizing that event and inviting me to participate in that as well. The Chamber of Commerce had their annual Chili Chowder Festival over at the Red Apple Farm this past week as well. Congratulations to Great Wolf Lodge, who was voted on by the people there as the best chowder in the area, and Timber Fire Pizza, located at the Red Apple Farm, for the best chili in this year's competition. It was great to see everyone out and about, and thank you to all of our restaurants who are involved in that. Haywood Commons, Gardner Ale House, Williams Restaurant, Crows on the Common, Great Wolf Lodge, Timber Fire, everyone who was there. It was just a great event for everyone to get out and just see what the region has to offer in terms of food for the time of year. Halloween Trick or Treat is coming up. We want to remind people that Trick or Treat in the city will take place on October 31st, Halloween Day itself, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And the annual Halloween Stroll, our preschool and under Trick or Treat, will take place in the downtown and in all offices here at City Hall from 10 a.m. to noon on Friday, October 27th. Any questions on that, please see the Square 2 website and Facebook page. We want to just publicly let people know and say a thank you to the George to the Rescue Foundation, who this past week partnered with National Grid to do a complete renovation of the food pantry at the Montechusett Veterans Outreach Center, and then donated $10,000 to make sure that that food pantry continued to have supplies in it throughout the coming holiday season. This was also then matched with a donation by Comcast to provide free Wi-Fi to all of the residents who are living in the veterans housing at the Montechusett Veterans Outreach Center's facility in downtown Gardner. So thank you very much to George to the Rescue, National Grid, and Comcast for donating all of that work, but also to Dr. Stephanie Marchetti and everyone at the Montechusett Veterans Outreach Center for the work you do in servicing our veterans in the area in terms of benefits, housing, food insecurity, and everything else that's there. It truly is a great organization for us to have here in the city. Haywood Hospital's Healthy Harvest 5K will take place on Saturday, October 27th. More information on that can be found through Haywood Hospital's website and social media platforms. Also happening on Saturday the 28th, the Healthy Harvest 5, thank you, Colin, behind the camera. The Healthy Harvest 5K is actually taking place on Saturday the 28th, not the 27th. Also happening on the 28th later on in the day is the next round of the Gardner High School Hall of Fame inductions that will take place at the Gardner Elementary School cafetorium, so that we can show off our new school later on that day. So keep an eye out for more information on that. And thank you to Mike Richard, our area historian, for putting that event together. Work on the Uptown Rotary is expected to begin imminently. The Commonwealth's Department of Transportation is the one who is overseeing that project. They've let us know that they've awarded the bid to a company known as E.H. Perkins Company to do the work. They've let us know that they're expecting to start within the next week or two. So at some point in time, expect some preliminary work to be done there. The majority of the construction will take place probably next spring, but there is going to be some construction and digging in the area happening before the end of this year. So please just keep an eye out for that if you commute around that area. We are going to be finishing up our paving work in the Keys Road area of the city. So that neighborhood over there on the way towards Templeton. That whole area is currently being repaved over there. That should be another 2 weeks before we're done there. They're doing some concrete work on the sides of the street first, and then they'll put the base coat of pavement on. Also coming up imminently is our paving of Fredette Street, Wilkins Road, and Industrial Row over in the East Gardner Industrial Park. So keep an eye out for some work starting on that one. We don't have the official start date yet, but we expect that to be done before the end of the year. So we're going to make sure people know as soon as possible, because those are our biggest manufacturing centers in Gardner right now. So keep an eye out for when those will start to be paved. If we have any extra, we're going to do the intersection there at Lower Parker Street, because that's a little rough, but that all depends on how money is and the cost of the full construction on those roads. And lastly, we were made aware that the school zone lights at the new Gardner Elementary School have been out for a little bit. We did contact the contractor for the new school, as those are still under warranty. We expect those to be fixed within the next week or so. There were some circuitry issues there that we're going to be fixing up. However, that concludes this week's Mayor's Update. As always, if you have any questions on anything that was said at all, or if you feel that we missed something because it's been a 2-week span since our last update, feel free to give our office a call at any time and we'll be able to get you any information you want. Enjoy the cooler weather that we're seeing now, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Thank you very much and have a great day.